Okay, hi all. Welcome back. It's 9:16. So whoever is back, find comfortable sitting posture. Okay, and we are going to do our meditation routine. So it's going to be very similar to the one we've been doing for the four sublime states. But today's theme is more on the seven factors, right? So we are going to emphasize more on it. Okay, so once you're ready, you can close your eyes, relax your muscles, relax your body. And we are going to start off with this loving kindness. And we're going to start off wishing our entire body from head to toe. So again, it's like an MRI kind of scan. So if you can visualize your body or even the cross sections of your body, you may do so. If you can't, then you just feel the sensations of the body. Right, that's the main emphasis, to feel the sensations. So starting from the skull of the head, right, we're going to start to feel our head down. So what are the sensations we're looking for, right? Can be any sensation, but there's a general classification. We call them the four elements. So the earth element represents hard and soft kind of sensations, fire, hot and cold, temperature, wind, fast and slow movements, and water, moist or dry. Right. So whatever sensation you feel, right, when you sweep downwards from head all the way to your toes, we are going to wish any sensation that arises well and happy. So we are going to treat all these sensations as passerby. Yeah, there's no need to cling on to them, which is greed, and no need to push them away, which is hatred. And there's no need to purposely generate any sensation. We are going to just observe it passively, let it happen naturally by itself. The more natural, the better. So if there are other sensations beyond the four elements, like feeling itchy, feeling tension, whatever it is, right? Then also just wish them well and happy. Take your time to sweep from head to toe. And whichever spot in the body that has tension, you can gently place your attention there with that kind of passive kind of observation mode, and try to see whether the sensations are the same or are they changing. Is the intensity of the tension the same? So by wishing well and happy, thoughts of loving kindness, we are actually reducing aversion, which is like 50% of the desire, the cause of suffering. And when the mind is calm, then you also can reflect. There's this thing in Buddhism called the three universal characteristics. Right? First, there's impermanence, and the second characteristic is this suffering. Right? Anything that's subject to change, when you try to cling on to it and change, then it's painful, right? It's suffering. When you have expectation, this is the second characteristic. Because our expectation is a fixed kind of perception, fixed kind of expectation, whereas the reality is always changing. Right? So once you have a certain level of peace and acceptance of this change of sensations, then we are going to wish, right, that yourself, at least all the sensations, may it be free from suffering. May it not cling to this expectation and fall prey to the winds of change. So we have introduced the thought of compassion, wishing all the experiences free from suffering. And we are going to extend this concept to the breath. So now we're going to at least strengthen the mind a little. Right? We're going to feel one point below the nostril, above the upper lip. So basically we're isolating this attention to one small area. And if you can forget the body, do so. Just focusing on one small area, gentle attention. So the in and out breathing, the same thing. And in breath, right? Wish it well. Breathe out, wish it happy. This in and out breath, all the sensations in the breath are subject to birth and death. They go through micro processes of rising and falling, birth and death. And so may it be free from suffering. Notice that I do not add I into the sentence. May I be free from suffering. So there's this personalized or ego inside. It will affect the quality actually. And we are going to extend this loving kindness to the front. We wish all beings in front well and happy. And all these beings in front, or all the perceived reality in front, go through this birth and death. This attention span that you extend to the front, this attention goes through many microcycles of birth and death. And you exert or put in effort to think on the front, that is also tension, and that is kind of suffering as well. And you're going to wish all beings in front, may they be free from suffering. That includes yourself. And we bring this attention back to ourselves. And next, we are wishing all beings behind well and happy. And all this perception of the back, perceive the reality of the back, go through many cycles of birth and death, many rising and falling. May all beings at the back be well and happy and free from suffering. And we return to ourselves, and we are going to extend the loving kindness to the left. May all beings on the left be well and happy. And all perceived reality on the left go through this rising and falling, birth and death. May they be free from suffering. And then we come back to ourselves and we extend the loving kindness to the right. And we wish all beings on the right well and happy. And all perceived reality on the right go through this rising and falling, birth and death. May they be free from suffering. And we return to ourselves. And next we wish all beings above be well and happy. All perceived reality above experience rising and falling, birth and death. May they be free from suffering. And we return to ourselves and we wish all beings below well and happy. All perceived reality below go through rising and falling, birth and death. May they be free from suffering. And we return to ourselves, and this time we feel this entire body again, with this loving kindness and compassion. So one way to overcome this hindrance of sloth is to observe the impermanence of the sensations more. But if you can't, then maybe it's a good reminder that this is a live recording. And we are going to extend this loving kindness in all the directions, above, below, and all across, starting with your house. And may all beings at home be well and happy. And may all beings at home be free from suffering. And we can extend the loving kindness to your surrounding neighborhood. May all beings in the neighborhood be well and happy. All beings in the neighborhood also go through this birth and death. May they be free from suffering. And we can extend the loving kindness to your entire country. May all beings in your country be well and happy. All beings in your country go through this rising and falling. May they be free from suffering. And extend this loving kindness to your entire continent, all the surrounding countries. May they be well and happy. All beings in this continent are subject to this birth and death. May they be free from suffering. And we extend this loving kindness to the entire world. May all beings on earth be well and happy. All beings on earth go through this birth and death. May they be free from suffering. And we can extend the loving kindness to the entire universe. May all beings be well and happy. So we maintain this boundless loving kindness. And all beings in the universe go through rising and falling, or at least a perceived reality of this experience. Go through rising and falling, birth and death. May all beings be free from suffering. Keep observing this impermanence. So even when the mind is boundless, right, then of course you have to ask yourself, is this extended kind of attention or this mind, right, is it the same? Is the intensity the same? Is the feelings the same? Are the elements the same? The density of this attention? Or is it ever changing? So whatever joyful experience you have, right, you also wish all beings not be separated from the wholesome things they have achieved. is actually appreciative joy. So we have to first internalize how we sort of reach to this peace. If we are peaceful, the conditions that lead to peace. So any experience we face is actually karma, yeah? All the elements we experience, all the sensations are actually surfacing of old karmas ripening. And any form of reaction to the sensations, these are new karmas created. We are actually creating new karmas when we react to any of the sense stimuli. And whenever we react, then there will be suffering, there will be tension and stress. So the path leading to the cessation of karma or cessation of suffering is actually this Eightfold Path, yeah, right? Reflection on impermanence. This way we will make the mind non-stick, yeah? Not cling onto these different kind of experiences. And all beings or the perceived reality all around us are also like this. These are karmas. So we maintain this any of the four Brahma Viharas or the sublime states, be it standing, sitting, walking, or lying down. That means these are the kinds of concentrations that can be done in all walks of life, in all of the life's activities. Doesn't have to be restricted in sitting. So with that in mind, we can gently open our eyes and we end the formal meditation. Mentally, we are still radiating these sublime states. Okay, so those who are back on Earth can have a short Q&A, 5 minutes. Anyone has any of the questions?
I have a question, Bante.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Is there any difference in the quality of quality or ability to investigate the Dhamma when we use the meditation using, let's say, breath meditation and versus the loving kindness?
Okay. Actually, all four foundations has to be there. Because the Dhamma is also talking about the 6 sense bases, 5 hindrances, 5 aggregates. So when we extend this attention to the front, this attention is the 5 aggregates. So this actually Dhammas.
Okay, what I mean to say is this. Let's say we use the jhana to actually investigate the Dhamma.
Okay.
Now, as the result of the meditation, going through the certain level, let's say 3 or 4 level, let's say 4th level, you use the let's say the metta meditation. Okay, after that we investigate the Dhamma. Versus if you use breath meditation, which is more neutral in a sense, and then we investigate the Dhamma. Which one is more clarity when we look at the yeah?
Depends on how you do it. So it varies from person to person or scenario to scenario. So there's no hard and fast rule. Maybe one day you practice metta, you can have a certain insight, certain understanding. The next day you practice, maybe not so much. Yeah. So case by case. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Because what my opinion is this, that if we use metta meditation, right? If we analogy into a glass of water, the metta meditation is like a water but infused with syrup, because
Oh,
it's
okay.
sweeter. It is sweeter. The
Mm.
taste is more pleasant,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
in a way.
yeah,
Use the breathing meditation. It is
yeah.
neutral,
Mm.
and then the feeling of the even the happiness or the joy
Mm.
is somewhat different, you
Yeah.
know. But it is a stronger intensity in terms of sweetness in the metta meditation.
Mm.
That, my opinion, Bante, it affects the clarity if we look
Mm.
at certain, let's say, four elements, for instance, in all
Mm.
the things that we look at, because it's like neutral. Then we look at the thing as what it is, rather than you feeling a certain feeling of love. It's
Mm.
kind of a little bit,
Mm.
infused with sweetness.
Mm. Yeah, 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 yeah. I can see from your point of view. Yeah, so there is some we call it pleasantness involved. So it's infused in much throughout the process. That's why we switch to the other sublime states. Then eventually we go to equanimity. Then it's you get more clearer. Yeah.
Okay, okay, Bante.
Okay. But it's possible to just stick to one and can reach enlightenment with just one meditation object, just like metta is possible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. For this, because our session is very short, right?
Yeah.
So to increase the length, so for
Mm.
this meta meditation,
Mm.
uh, according to this, what can we introduce inside?
I do have full like 1.5 to or even longer, sometimes 2 hour sessions on other platforms
Okay.
without the theory and just straight away guided meditation. So
Yeah.
normally I break up to 4 phases. So the first phase is the body scanning part, and the second phase is the breath meditation, where we go through the different levels of concentration. And the third phase is the undirected attention, the open kind of vipassana. And the fourth phase is the loving kindness, the directional meditation. So we do all the phases, so it's more well-rounded. Yeah.
So we can use the one from the retreat.
Yeah, retreat. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Wei Wen, you have a question? Yes.
I want to ask Bante, when we do the front, back, and then right, left, and then top, bottom, right? Do we visualize um uh generating the loving kindness, or like how should I go about it?
Yeah.
When
The visualization is optional. Optional. Yeah, I don't really emphasize on the visualization.
okay,
It's more on
because
just feeling the sensation.
okay, because I'm not sure how I should do it
Ah,
when I'm like closing my eyes and then
mm.
thinking. Then because when I feel it, then so the focus is not on the breath, right?
uh,
No long.
Depends on which phase you're doing. If you're doing the breath part, then it's the breath, but it's a directional one, then you can forget about breath.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
all right, no problem. Okay, any other questions?
I have another question, if
Yes,
you don't mind.
I don't mind. Yeah.
Okay, it's about the sentence that it was said before, right? Somebody said, we go to samatha. Let's say the fourth jhana again. Then a person will be out of jhana, then do the investigation of dharma, which is the vipassana. So I'm a little bit intrigued with the words out of jhana, what does it mean? Is it that you change the object, or is it that you drop to the base level, or what does it mean? How does it one make use of that jhana concentration to investigate?
Okay, like you've been to my courses before. Okay, there are two ways. One can actually do vipassana while inside jhana. That means while actually observing the impermanence of the breath. That is already a kind of vipassana. There's a vipassana element to it. But if you want more vipassana, then we have to come out of the jhana. So normally what we do is we go to the unrestricted phase. We move on to the other phase. So normally we just bring down the jhanas down to ground zero, back to feel the entire body, and then we can observe
So
the six
bring to
senses.
zero. Bring to zero.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Bring to zero, what is the use then? Because in that case, we lose the power of concentration when investigating.
Yeah, you can do investigating while inside concentration,
Yeah.
but that is in the restricted mode. Yeah, but if you want to practice, we call it a power saving mode, because when we are focusing, we are more like charging the peace of the mind, recharging the peace of the mind. So we are actually learning when the mind comes back to the normal sense sphere of normal operation in a scattered mode, we're actually learning how to maintain the battery when the mind is scattered. So it's a kind of training as well. Yeah.
I see. So go to base again. Then we contemplate on the certain things. Yeah.
On the six senses. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Bhante.
All right. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, I think some participants left beyond 10. Okay, I guess Terence.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Bhante, for the session.
Okay, all right.
Okay, shall we dedicate the merit? Can Bhante lead?
Okay. Actually, when we do loving kindness, that is actually the natural dedication of merit. So this is just the the ritualistic kind of approach. Yeah. Akasata ja bhumata devanaga mahirika punyang tang anumoditva cirang rakantu loka sasana etavata ja amhehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva sabbe bhuta sabbe sata anumodantu Sabba sampati siddhya idang me nyadina hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo idang me nyadina hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo idang me nyadina hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo imina punya kamena mame bala samagamo Satang samagamo hotu yavanibana patiya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante, and everyone. Good night. See you all again next week.
Okay, good
Good
night.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so next week is part 2 of this Mettam Sutta.